Good evening. This is another series of presentation on Epsilon Software Application. We're going to be talking about manufacturing, and we're going to continue from where we stopped in the last presentation. I'm going to share my screen now so that you see where we are. Yeah, I think my screen is clear enough now. Now, the last presentation, we were dealing at the services, and we were at raw material acquisition, where we met challenges of, we got an error message, which I'm going to repeat here to refresh on what happened. We said, let's assume material acquisition is going to be made for the product we send the LPO out, and the LPO has been fulfilled and product delivered. Remember, the product is AW004. I'm going to put that product now. This is the product, raw granite, and then the target product is R0, and then the batch number, that's the batch number we generated last. And then the account code that we chose that time is the account code of raw material. And then, like we said, the driver name is the person driving this production. That's the production manager or production supervisor, as the case may be. So I will just put somebody's name there, assuming that is the production manager. Now, work in progress account for granite is this. Now, we have a challenge here where we select the sales unit code kilogram. Our system then told us that the main raw material upon which the estimated quantity is projected cannot be found. Possibly, product combination, para maintenance missing. Raw material and finished products. Contact the administrator. So I just did this additional information so I know what is going on. Now, this time around, what is happening here is that the raw material percentage combination from the finished products is defined somewhere that we call product parameter combination maintenance. So the system is looking for this raw material and is looking for the percentage expected of the main product while we are looking for finished products, and we couldn't find that record in our system. So what is that supposed to mean? It means that we need to come back to maintenances, and under maintenances, definition. Then we'll do what we call material. Here, what we need to do here is that for these finished products, we know what those raw materials are, and we know the combination. So we need to define them here before we move ahead. But the manufacturing industry that we're using the data here actually set up that parameter, but the material that I'm using is the main raw material for the finished product. So this is the material upon which every other raw materials depend on for references in terms of percentage required. So it is the main product or the main code here. So we cannot come and do definition for it. What I'm saying in essence that raw 004 is a raw granite, which is the main component of each product, granite. So we don't need to do parameter. We can do parameter setting for other products like the sugar or the salt and other peripheral items that goes into production of this finished product. So because of that, I'm going to go back now and go to requisition type again. raw material on that side. Go back to raw material requisition. So for the purpose of this production, I cannot use raw 004 because it is a main source, and the percentage required for others has also been defined for it. So I will be looking at things like, let's say, raw sugar or salt. Okay, salt. So we require salt for the target product. Target product is roasted nuts. And the batch number, that's the only batch presently generated. Then the account code. What's accounting code for this raw salt? Material salt. This is accounting code. And the driver's name, we have said let this be the guy driving the production. Okay, progress account. No, we are producing granules. So the work progress account for granule is this. Then the unit code for salt is in kilogram. Now, you can see, because kilogram measure of raw salt is allowed because raw salt is not the main raw material. So here, it's not complaining, but there's a combination. This raw salt and raw nut based on the raw. So the quantity we're using for this, say is 20, or let's say 200 kilogram. Transaction date is 22nd, 23rd June. And then this free hand purpose is what I would do for production of roasted. See, this is completed. That is, we have made source requisition for raw salt. Let's make requisition for what other thing do we need to make a roasted garment. Let's say we also need sugar, raw sugar. The product is still R notes, and then the same batch number. For the account code for raw sugar. The driver's name is Adini. Also a kilogram. See this one, it's not giving us error message because all these materials combination need to put has been set up and there's no issue with it. Production of two different raw materials made for most of this production. Now, raw granite itself. That's what we need for see, because this is the main raw material upon which the estimated quantities projected cannot be found. Possibly product combination parameter maintenance missing for the raw material and finished product. So what we're saying is that between this raw material 004 and finished product raw groundnut, and finished product roasted nut, there is no maintenance that will tell us the percentage kilogram of this that we need. So that means we cannot make use of this raw material for this except we do the maintenance. So I'll go back now and I'll try to do maintenance between this and the finished product. Definition. For this raw material, say we need 40 percentage. What is the main code? That is, what is the main source? Roasted nuts. Say for that combination of roasted nuts and that of 004, there has not been maintenance of material combination power. So what I'm saying in essence is that for me to be able to use that 004 as the main source or main raw material for roasted nuts, I have to come here and say to use, for example, raw sugar. Let me do all the combination. Now, raw sugar, I did like 4.8%. 4.8%. The main code, that is the main raw material here, is raw 004. Raw 004. Anytime we're trying to make roasted nuts. Okay, so what am I saying here? I'm saying that this is the main raw material in roasted nuts, and this is this RAW00 is the main code. Anytime we want to produce roasted nuts, but we need 4.8% of whatever this one is of sugar. Now, salt. We need like 3.2% of whatever this is. Big arrow nuts. This is how the combination power is applicable. Now, again, let's say we need, let me be one more. Foil laminate. We need 1%. Make raw 004. So what are we saying here? What we're saying here is that to produce roasted nuts, this is the main raw material. Then we need percentage of each one of these, or whatever we enter as raw material, to be able to produce roasted nuts. There are other parameters that have been in the system. Therefore, now I'm just using this as an example to know what's supposed to be done if you get this kind of error message. Other parameters that have been set up already in the system, but the main raw material there is not RAW004. There's another product, raw material, which is raw granite there that has been defined before now. So what I've just done now is that to be able to see how to escape the error message you might likely encounter, which came up the other time. If I go back now to raw material requisition, and you need to make requisition for that raw material, it will not fail anymore. So I now say product is RW 004. That's the raw material we're asking for. Target product is R0. Then the batch number is the same batch number. And the account code is account code for raw material, but not. Driver's name is Adeni. Work in progress account for granite and then kilogram. He said the main raw material upon which estimated quantities projected cannot be found. Positive product combination para maintenance missing, but the new material finished for contact administrator. Okay, I want to go and check this because I'm just done and I don't expect you to complain again. Let me check. 004 for roasted nuts. Equal to 0 roasted nuts. Now what is missing here? Let me leave this and go and use roasted granite. The down is already in the system. So if I have